We're going into hiding today for today's review of El Hijo, a Wild West tale. It's a PS4 version you're seeing on your screens, but it's also available on Switch, Xbox One and PC. And the beauty of this is that it introduces stealth gameplay without anyone being shot or killed. As you play as a 6-year-old boy trying to escape a monastery and cross the desert in front of some rootin' tootin' shootin' cowboys, so that he can find his mum, who dropped him off there at the beginning of the game because they are being attacked by bandits and she wants to keep him safe. The beauty of this is that it introduces stealth mechanics in a really visual and simple to understand way. El Hijo, the boy, as that stands for, is safe so long as he is clouded in darkness. So when you get your catapult, that will mean that you are able to shoot out specific lights, which can then get you a path to freedom. You've also got a button that allows you, when you're stationary, to see the cone of vision for absolutely everything going on screen. And you can also send out a bird with this button that can kind of go a little bit further than your general field of vision, so that it can fly out slightly beyond the single screen that you have. And that's really handy for understanding A, the context of your level and where you need to go, but B, seeing what kind of traps are awaiting you around the corner. Because a lot of what El Hijo does is around pacing and timing. And so what you'll need to do is sit and watch and learn the patterns of what your enemies are going to be doing, and then choosing your moment of when to move, when to trigger something, whether you want to throw a rock in one direction to send someone off that way looking for it, or whether or not you want to time, say, movings of lights or patrol routes, so that you can kind of sneak around behind. Now, the enemies themselves are relatively dumb, but that plays as part of the puzzle mechanics, because you can throw stones somewhere or you can shoot a rock into a vase and smash it, and that noise will cause them to kind of and turn around and walk off. And that's the couple of seconds that you may need to get past their checkpoint. Levels do have checkpoints quite frequently, which is great. And if you do get caught, it's literally back to that checkpoint or back to the beginning of the level. There's plenty of levels, I think it's 27 off the top of my head, that you can get through. Some involving the boy, there is his mother in there as well. And there's some good switching ups of areas and gameplay kind of goals, I guess, as well. So you're always trying to get to the end of the level, but there are ones where you're in a monastery, so you might be hiding in flower pots or in coffins. Ooh. Then there's a place where you're in like a minecart mining facility, so then you've got to traverse around places with minecarts. There's detonations with gunpowder and things like that as well. Really good fun. Levels often also have additional challenges too, and this comes in the form of liberating children. As El Hijo, you've got other children as slaves, I guess, is how it's implied in the game, because they're always doing work somewhere, either tending to gardens or cooking dinner or hauling around like massive bags. And they always involve an extra step in the level for you to get to them, so they're kind of like little mini challenges in their own right. You can completely ignore them, but if you do want to liberate the children, you're often treated to a cute little mini cutscene where either El Hijo teaches them a trick and they have like a little moment of play, or some of them are proper sadistic, and I swear one of them poisoned everyone's dinner. But they're good fun, and they're extra little challenges which you can pick up or take away depending on what your choice of difficulty is. There are also achievements/trophies for completing the game without being seen. I will never get that. I take too long making decisions. But what El Hijo does really well is let you experiment to a degree, because with the catapult and what you can do with it, you can experiment. So it might be that you throw a stone somewhere and then smash a vase somewhere else. There's like a little clockwork toy that you can send out, and it kind of, everyone goes to stamp on it because it's making noise and things like that. You've got a slight window of creativity that you can deal with, but because the levels are quite succinct and heavily pattern orientated, it won't you can't like go and break the level by going a bit nuts, because you will get found out, and that's good too. Graphically, I really like the aesthetic of this. It's beautifully put together. There's some nice like cartoon cutscenes in there too, and I also really liked the soundtrack for it too. You don't get tons and tons of it, but when it does work, oh yeah, it's a Wild West tale, all right. Controls handle beautifully. I really like the fact that you've got one button that potentially basically means hide for whatever it is that you're doing, but the context of how you hide changes constantly. And so it might be that you're just crouching behind some sandbags. It could be that you're diving into a flower pot. It could be that you're changing levers to change the tracks on a mine shaft, or activating a lever that will blow up some gunpowder. There's a variety of different things, and it's all tied to the one button. So because the context changes depending on what you're doing next to it, really easy to pick up and understand. I also really like the fact that you can only see the cones of vision when you're stationary with your little bird of flight that goes around, because it means that you can't absolutely spam it. And as that bird's going around, you can obviously still be found as well if someone just stumbles across you. So yeah, super enjoyed it. Also must say as well that there is a run button, and all of your actions where you've got your catapult require a regen, or like a cooldown period. So again, the game is designed in a way that you can't spam your way through and break it. You always have a specific route that you need to go through, but you do have some creative choices inside that route. So if you're looking forward to a stealth game that is simple and easy to grasp and pick up and play, but does offer some really good timing-based challenges as you go through, and a little bit of noggin in the brain, Hijo is an absolute blast to play. Thoroughly enjoyed it. 2 thumbs up from me. And written review will be over on highplanegames.com very, very shortly. Until then, you guys take care. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.